Oh, hello! Welcome back to my Project Breakdown series. I'm excited to dive on into Spaceshot, a happy hardcore X trance song with really beautiful Vocaloid vocals. Classic speedcore pianos, huge atmospheres, and groovy trance chords make this one of my modern favorites. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Stand, boss.
We'll start with the pianos as they kick off the song. Both are made using Mixcraft's stock bell piano and receive compression and reverb over multiple stages. Classic chords that eventually get gated to the gods, and an evolving top-line melody that really evokes the euphoric vibe I was going for. There's a bit of automation on the wash reverb during the builds to push them into the back and sides. Moving up, we find the acid track. This is an Alien 303 fed by Blue Arp that provides a lot of bounce and high-end energy. Mainly just heard as teasers, it becomes somewhat of a centerpiece during the final blitz section at the end of the song. It's got lots of cutoff and resonance automation to make it poke through for tasty moments. Right above that is the pad called Stratosphere, created in ME80 from Memory Moon. It's super sparkly and has flux applied for pumping, as well as its own filter automation. It lends a necessary hand with groove during breaks and transitions as well. Next up is the ARP. It's used sparingly as it's very busy, but does become the focus of a few sections. It's yet another ME80, this time fed with Blue Arp, running a really fun sequence I came up with. I hit it with a hint of Ruina, and automate the mix parameter in ME80, which mixes between the two internal synth sounds. This allows it to evolve as you listen, and I really love how it adds to the aura of the track. Above that is Gated Beauty. It's a super lush saw from Nexus with a ton of effects on it, most importantly a gating preset I made in Flux. It also gets pitch bends from Inner Pitch, as well as retriggering from Glitch 2. This synth is the center of the first drop and comes back in throughout to provide a solid backbone. The final lead synth is Follow Me, and it is the most chaotic of them all, though I think it creates a perfect energy for the second drop. It's created in Glass Viper and is a super energetic crystalline sound. I wrote a really fast melody and my head always gets nodding when I hear it. I ran it through Vocal Synth to tear it apart a tad, and like everything, it gets its fair share of filter automation. The whole synth bus gets just a hint of Mishby to deperfect the synths, and add just a touch of warble and bend. On to the next bus, let's do the drums. They're all classic 909 samples ripped from the machine itself, kit rebuilt in Mixcraft's own sampler, Omni. I created distinct grooves for each section that really emphasize what's going on with these synths. There's also this chopped breaks section that is a classic drum and bass pattern, chopped in reversed and glitched all out, and it's faded in as a background element whenever I want it there. Everything's pushed through IHNY2, which gets automated for dynamic range in the drums. Alongside the drums as the core of the track, we have the effects, which bind everything together. I made two different atmospheres that to me evoke the atmosphere among a spacecraft. Instrument panel beeps, whooshes and whirs of mechanics, that sort of thing. They were both made by reprocessing samples from the song in all sorts of ways, so they fit right in. Beep Atmo was about 7 tracks of applying effects, baking, repeat. That's pretty commonly what I do to get my risers and impacts as well. This track has lots of those as the genre demands sweeps. To complete the effects bus, I've got my classic white noise, which is just bounced down from a full track MIDI clip made from Mixcraft's built-in white noise. I filtered it for transitions, then bounced it again to clean things up. To complete the core of the song, we've got bass. Essential low-end goodness, these gritty basses are from Psytrance Bass. One plucky offbeat jammer and another reverse bass groover. They're bussed through quad bass, as all my basses are. This preset focuses on low-mid saturation, with 2 stage compression and a gate to clean things up. Quad bass was made for a stringed electric bass, but I love the tones I can get on my synth basses too. Absolutely essential. My favorite new tool is Vocaloid. It allows me to get lyrics out of my head and into the project so quickly, which can then be further refined. For this song, I wanted a euphoric and inspirational tone with some cheesy word choice to really call back to early dance classics. The raw Vocaloid vocal is fed through a thickening chain that consists of a whole slew of effects at small mix values. That gets baked into the proper vocal track, which itself gets a few effects like retriggering and wash reverb. Then, as another backing layer, I baked that vocal with a moon echo from Heinbach, a recently released delay aimed at emulating moon bounce characteristics. Couldn't be a more perfect match, and honestly, it's just becoming one of my favorite delays overall. The final binding elements are, of course, the sends. I'm always repping the same 3 plugins for this task, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Acoustica Pro Studio Reverb, Tone Boosters Reverb, Classic Delay. All sounds get routed through these effects at varying amounts to have everything sit on the same stage. The sends themselves are automated for clarity or to drench the sound passing through them. Master. On the master, I like to keep it simple. I've got Transit running a preset I call Nebula, and generally it crunches and pumps when I automate it in. Most of the time it'll be for risers and breaks for some more texture. After that is just the final limiter so that it hits proper loudness levels while still retaining as much dynamic range as possible. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into Spaceshot. Leave a comment if there's anything you'd like to see in a future breakdown. New song teaser out next week. Catch you then. See ya!